Hello and welcome to Drumchapel TV. Over 6 months ago, we filmed and followed the staffing committee in the Goodyear to see what the progress was like in the centre. During lockdown, there was a serious concern that the Goodyear was going to close due to funding issues and also internal damage from leaks and other issues. So join us in part 1 and we can see how the guys are getting on. In a few weeks' time, you can join us for part 2 to see what the progress is like.
How you doing? Drumchapel TV. My name's Andy Bell. I'm a member of the Goodyear Sports and Social Club. I have been for approximately 20 years. In the last couple of years I've been more active, involved in the committee, and significantly, recently I've now been elected as the chairperson of the club, which I'm delighted to be part of, working with a lot of hard-working people. I was called down, a lot of members were concerned that the club, it was obviously the peak of kind of COVID closure, discovered significant damage to the club. But I think it's a bit more complex than that. It was just the damage. There was roofs in everywhere, there was buckets and water damage, significant damage. There was a lot of kind of infrastructure issues to do with kind of debt and a lot of issues to do with that. So the club was I've been involved in a lot of projects and a lot of services. The club was well below its knees in trouble, you know. It was a lot easier to close the doors than actually to tackle what lay ahead.
Hi there, my name's Willie Melville. I'm the Vice Chairman of the Goodyear Sports and Social Club. Beyond the dance floor, the whole ceiling was all open, probably 20 feet one way, 10, 15 feet the other way. All this was all gaping open, water pouring down. We had bin buckets, the large bin buckets to capture the water that was coming down. It was that severe. The
motivation, I think you said to me, what is the kind of motivation factor for you? The Goodyear, iconic as it's been 50 years next year, a big part of the community in Drumchapel. It was linked to the employment of the Goodyear tyre factory. The members and employees, ex-employees who lost their jobs, were able to buy the social club as part of that closure. And they have developed and ran with the club, you know, for many years. Beyond that, and their families and the wider community. If you think of the stuff that connects memories, weddings, anniversaries, birthday parties, 60th, significant stuff that happened in people's lives, and they've got that memory. So that was a connection. To lose that was a big deal for families, for the wider community. And it's also about jobs, employment, and a wide resource that could have been lost.
To get this back up and running, it was no use just fixing the ceiling. We then had to embark on doing outside work, which we have done, which was a huge project. Cost us in the region of £50,000, and that was all because of donations, work with the local community, helping inside structural work, but we got a lot of goodwill which helped the club to get things like that done. Whatever work we do, for talk's sake, the roof, that's got a 30-year guarantee. We're not doing things on the cheap. We want to make sure they're done properly and professionally. That way, this club will be here for many, many years to come.
I'm Yvonne Rennie. I am one of the trustees. Just became secretary recently, but I'm also the social convener as well. Like booking acts, tributes, DJs, that kind of thing. We had a ska night last week. Coming up, we've got a band on, Speaker's Corner, and we've also got Motown, and we've also got a drag night coming up as well. That'll be July. Usually myself or Tam, who also does part of the social convener, sell the tickets, or we put them behind the bar as well, so people can advertise it on the Facebook page as well and put notices up.
How would you become a member of Goodyear?
You just come in and you just fill in a form behind the bar, and they pay, is it £20 for the year, which is quite a good value for money. It used to be £10, but obviously because the club was making as much money, we had to put them up. But everybody agreed, every member agreed to it and kept it at that. So I would just like to see it just up and running as a really good club, good entertainment, because we've got really good halls, they're good sizes. I think they're the biggest in this area.
Yes, this room, which we call the large hall, This holds, for our convenience, we make sure it's round about the 250, 260 mark. There has been 270, 280 squeezed in before, but we feel it's just too tight, so we prefer it to be at 250 mark. And any functions with tickets, we make sure that that's a limit on that. We do have the other hall, which we call the karaoke hall. That's again, that's got a base limit for us of 150, 160, again for comfort. That's got its own bar serving area, which to make it even more suitable for the public is next Monday we're getting a new bar entrance open for it. That will be more bar area to be able to serve people more quickly.
My name's Doris Cowan and I've been a member of the Goodyear for the past 2 years. I've been coming to Goodyear for a long, long time. Was never a member till I married my partner, met my husband over there, and decided just to become a member of the club. More benefit for the club as well as me, so and really enjoy coming down. The cabaret nights that they put on, they also have karaoke, bingo, and just general chit chat with different people that you meet in here. Will benefit by becoming a member. There's going to be cabarets coming out that maybe it's £5 for a ticket, but if you're a member you'll get it for £3 or £4, you'll get it that bit cheaper. Also, if there's like say a donation at the club door or paying to get into the club, you won't have to do that if you're a member. So, and if you're going to be coming down 52 weeks a year, just one night, 52 weeks, over the 52 weeks, it's going to cost you like £26. The membership's only £20. So you will benefit, and 9 times out of 10 you'll come back more than once a week.
Touched on earlier on, people associate the Goodyear with memories in the community, whether it's a significant party, a retirement party, symbolic periods of people's lives, or just the idea that we're able to come down here socially and connect with folk. That was important. That was an important time in their life. It was maybe an ongoing, that their family used it, their fathers, their mothers, their parents, grandparents, their brothers and sisters used the place and enjoyed the experience of kind of socialising. I think that there's everybody's got a fantastic connection and a story about why it's important to them, whether it was hosting a funeral of someone important and the kind of loved one, and the club being supportive in that very difficult time for them. Or I'll give you a significant example. There was someone we were promoting the membership, or renewing the membership. We got a lot of people that emotionally took out membership who might not have been functionally using the club, and that's a big personal buy-in. And there's one story that sticks in my mind which was really important, is there's an elderly lady come in to pay a membership, and she says, I'm not able to use the club or get out and about as much, but what I'll do is I want to pay the £20 membership, but I also want to give you another £20. It's my husband's membership, but he's passed away recently, and I know he'd be proud to know that I've donated his membership money to you in terms of what you're doing, and it gives that's stories like that are all genuine stories about how important the club is to the community. Obviously, my background is community development and involved in kind of projects, and so I recognise how significant it is, and I know what's happening in the wider community about access to resources. So this is not just it's not a social club on its own. It's a very much I don't want to misuse the word hub, which gets around, because it's no, I don't want to call it a hub, but there's community organisations using this resource when other places aren't available, and that's significant that we tie the wider community into this, to see it as an asset that they use in the value moving forward. We're only custodians with the Goodyear that is going to pass on to other people, and I hope it's got another 50 year plus beyond us.